Anatomy of eye. The eye is a complex organ that allows us to see and perceive the world around us. It is made up of several structures that work together to transmit visual information to the brain. Here is a brief overview of the anatomy of the eye. Cornea, the clear, dome-shaped outer layer of the eye that covers the iris and pupil. It helps to focus light into the eye. Iris, the colored part of the eye that surrounds the pupil. It controls the amount of light that enters the eye by adjusting the size of the pupil. Pupil, the black circular opening in the center of the iris that allows light to enter the eye. Lens, a clear, flexible structure located behind the iris that helps to focus light onto the retina. Retina, the innermost layer of the eye that contains photoreceptor cells called rods and cones. These cells convert light into electrical signals that are sent to the brain through the optic nerve. Optic nerve, a bundle of nerve fibers that connects the retina to the brain. It carries visual information from the eye to the brain. Vitreous humor, a clear, gel-like substance that fills the space between the lens and the retina. It helps to maintain the shape of the eye. Sclera, the tough, white outer layer of the eye that covers most of the eyeball. Choroid, a layer of blood vessels that supplies nutrients and oxygen to the retina. Ciliary body, a muscular structure located behind the iris that controls the shape of the lens. Conjunctiva, a thin, transparent membrane that covers the white part of the eye and lines the inside of the eyelids. Eyelid, a thin fold of skin that protects the eye and helps to distribute tears across the surface of the eye. Overall, the eye is a complex and intricate organ that plays a vital role in our ability to see and perceive the world around us. Physiology of eye. The physiology of the eye is the study of how the eye works to transmit visual information to the brain. Here is a brief overview of the key physiological processes involved in vision. Refraction. Light enters the eye through the cornea and is focused by the lens onto the retina. The cornea and lens work together to refract or bend the light so that it falls on the retina in a clear and focused manner. Photoreception. The retina contains two types of photoreceptor cells called rods and cones. Rods are responsible for detecting light and dark, while cones are responsible for detecting color. These cells convert light into electrical signals that are sent to the brain through the optic nerve. Neural processing. Once the electrical signals reach the brain, they are processed in the visual cortex to create a visual perception. The brain uses complex algorithms to interpret the signals received from the retina to create an image. Accommodation. The lens in the eye changes shape to adjust the focus of light depending on the distance of the object being viewed. This is known as accommodation. Pupil dilation. The pupil can change size to control the amount of light that enters the eye. In bright light, the pupil constricts to reduce the amount of light entering the eye, while in dim light, the pupil dilates to allow more light to enter. Color vision. Cones are responsible for color vision, and there are three types of cones that are sensitive to different wavelengths of light. The brain combines the signals from these cones to create the perception of color. Dark adaptation. The ability of the eyes to adjust to low light levels is known as dark adaptation. This occurs because the rod cells in the retina become more sensitive in low light conditions. Overall, the physiology of the eye is a complex process involving the interplay of multiple structures and processes to create the perception of vision.